these ears is small because it likes we're happy.
Welcome to Make It Minnie. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make no-sew mouse ears. I have been making mouse ears for my daughters for a really long time, and I want to show you the quickest, easiest, cheapest, most long-lasting way that I have found to make mouse ears. And you can make them for any age. So you can make them for a baby with a little stretchy headband, or you can even make them for a toddler or an adult on just a normal headband. So to get started, I am just using a red cup to trace the circles that are going to be my ears, and I'm tracing onto a piece of 3mm thick craft foam. You can do the foam in any color that you want, but I am going to stick with white today. I'm going to trace 2 circles that are going to be my mouse ears. And once those circles are traced, I am then going to place my cup down about 1/4 of the way on both ears. This is going to be the curve that is glued to the headband. I'm going to cut out those circles. So now I've got 2 ears like this, and usually I would hold these up to my baby, but she's sleeping right now. But I can already tell that I want them to be just a little bit smaller. So I'm gonna go through and just cut off a little bit around the corners. Now that I have my 2 little ears, I'm going to use black sparkly craft paper. You can use any color of craft paper that you want. I feel like the glittery kind is more water resistant than just normal craft paper. But you're gonna wanna trace 4 circles total. So you're gonna wanna trace each one of these twice because you're gonna be gluing it on both sides. So now I have 4 total cutouts of my craft paper that are going to be glued onto both sides of my 3mm craft foam. To finish the outside of my ears so that they're not just plain paper and craft foam, I am using little rhinestones, and you can get rhinestones in any color on these types of rolls. So I've done silver, gold, black, red, pink, and I'm cutting 1 strip for each ear. If you don't want to use rhinestones, you can also use ribbon or twine, or you don't have to use anything at all. I just like the look of the rhinestones around the outside to make them look a little bit more finished. And I just use my hot glue. going to be attaching your finished ears to a headband. So if you're doing a baby headband, you can either get a pre-made stretchy elastic band. If you want a different color and you can't find a pre-made elastic headband for babies, I have been using this glitter elastic. You can get it in a ton of different colors and it's really stretchy. So I will measure my baby's head. I'll just take it and go measure where I need to hot glue it down. And then once I figure out where it needs to be glued, I will put a little bit on one side and stick those together to make a baby headband. Or if you're doing a toddler or an adult, you can do the pre-wrapped headbands that you can get from the craft store in any color that you want, or you can just get unwrapped headbands and then wrap your own fabric around it. So today I'm going to be doing the baby one on the baby elastic. You're going to take your ears and glue them onto your headband. So I like to make sure that the part that I glued together is going to be at the bottom of their head down here. And remember that the ears are going to stretch on the headband once it's put on. So you don't want them too close together, but you also don't want them too far apart. And make sure that you glue the ear in the center of the band. You don't want it to be too far back or too far forward. You're gonna hold this together until it dries. And then do the same thing with the other side. Do not glue the ears on while the headband is on your baby. I don't think I should have to say that, but I'm going to say that. So you're gonna have a little bit of space there in between, because this is where you are going to glue your bow. Okay, now for our bow, you can use any type of fabric that you want, or you can use tulle and you can just squish up the tulle in the center to make a little bow. But I'm going to use sequin fabric and I'm going to make a little bow out of this. So I've cut a little rectangle, and to figure out how big I need these, I just use my hand actually and spread it out. And that's how I know my width. And then as for length, I just guesstimated. I'm going to cut a little strip off the end. And this is gonna be the piece that I'm going to wrap around the center of my bow to keep it together. So once I've got my rectangle cut out, I'm gonna flip it over to the back side. And I'm folding both corners in here and gluing it together. I'm putting a small line of hot glue right here and folding this other edge over so it overlaps and gluing it down. Once your bow is folded over and glued in the back, you're going to fold it. And the way that I fold it is by pushing up on the center and then folding these two little corners over like this. And you're gonna keep that pinched and put a little dot of hot glue on the back and grab this extra little piece that we cut earlier and hold that on. And you're gonna wrap this around those folds keep those in place. And then I like to put a little spot of hot glue at the bottom of where the bow is going to sit. And glue that down right there and cut the excess off. So now you're left with this bow. Mine's a little bit crooked, but that's fine. And now I'm going to be gluing the bottom of the bow right in between where my ears sit on the headband. So I'm putting a little bit of hot glue in the middle and centering that between my ears. And then holding that while it dries. And I always glue my bow to the center before I fold the bow corners back, because this way I can tell what size I actually need it. So once this is glued on, I'm gonna try and straighten these and see where I want my sides folded. I'm gonna flip it over and stick some hot glue under here in the fold. And then again, we're trying to make these ears as light as possible for your baby. So I'm gonna go back to the back side and cut off the excess that is not glued down. Now my final step is going to be gluing the bow onto the ears. If you don't glue it on, the bow is gonna be floppy and it could flop forward when your kid is wearing it. And there you go, got your baby ears. You can make these ears however you want them to look, with different colors for the ear part, different colors for the bow, different colors for the headband. And they're great because you can make these as big or as small as you want. And they're extremely lightweight, so your kids will keep them on the whole time you're there.
It's a small word after all. It's a small word after all.
Disneyland,
Disneyland. We're a small word.